there's a number of different ways of warping music and a lot of different styles of music that you might be trying to throw into a set. So I want to use today's lesson to just show you some of my favorite techniques, from some basic stuff to some fairly advanced stuff, that will help you to prepare music to go into any DJ set. When it comes to just working with electronic music, that's always a good place to start. We'll start with some easy stuff like that. But then I want to get into some more complicated things, like how you would go ahead and warp a piece of music that was done by a live band, and also how you could deal with a vocals only track, a cappella, so that you could go ahead and fly vocals on top of some other beat and make a real-time remix or mashup. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start simple. I would imagine we have a variety of different skill levels here, from fairly new users of Ableton to some people that have been using it for a while. For those of you that have been using it for a while, some of the first couple things I show might be review, but you still might learn something that you didn't know about it. For those of you that are just starting out, I want to make sure that you're rock solid with your warping right out of the gates. And we'll look at how we can put all of these different things together. One thing that I wanted to tell you is that I started on vinyl originally, and then eventually found myself in the Ableton environment for my DJ sets. The main reason for that is because I loved listening to so many different types of music from completely different styles and genres, different beats per minute. But then after you DJ long enough, for me, in my head, I would just start hearing mixes. I'd be taking a shower and all of a sudden I'd be hearing the vocals from some song, maybe from hip hop, flying on top of some rhythm from some other style like dubstep. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. Ableton would actually allow me to try the idea out. Whereas when I was on vinyl, sometimes I could hear an idea in my head, but just that technology didn't allow me to execute some of the ideas I had in mind, especially when it came to blending electronic music that has a very even tempo with stuff that was done by a live band where the tempo fluctuates. It wasn't done using a computer or a click track. It was played by live musicians. And they might have got a little excited and rushed the tempo and slowed it down a little bit. Made it impossible for me to mix them very effectively on a traditional turntable setup. Once you learn how to warp stuff correctly, it makes it very simple to make some of these amazing combinations come together. So we're going to start right now with just some basics, just to get up and running. When you're getting good at warping, I recommend you start with the simple stuff first, and you do a number of them, and then you can move into the progressively more complicated pieces of music once you get comfortable with easy stuff. What I always tell my students, when you're learning to warp, I would recommend that you begin with tracks that were electronically produced. Could be any style of dance music, hip hop, you name it. As long as it was done using a drum machine or a computer, that means that the tempo is going to be perfectly even the entire way through. We were saying that we could pull up a great band from the 70s, they sound fantastic, 10 guys playing together on stage, but they weren't using a click track, so sometimes the tempo fluctuates a little bit up and down. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great sounding record. It's just when you're learning to warp, stuff like that makes it have some extra issues, some extra challenges that we don't want to deal with right away. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I will go ahead and warp a track here. So I have a track in here right now, and I dropped it in here, and you can see that right now when I double click on it, it shows the display down below. We can see the sound wave right here. It's a visual representation of what the music looks like in the sound wave form, stereo track. And then on the left, we have some of the controls that we're going to use to warp this thing. You will notice that the warping button is off right now. A lot of the time when you drag stuff in, Ableton will automatically try to warp it. It does not always do it correctly though. So I want you to try using my little patented warping 101 method. It should help you out a lot. Okay, so